No shame, no judgment, but the truth is, a lot of us make money mistakes without even realizing it. And I'm not talking about the obvious things like overspending on takeout and delivery fees, or buying too much coffee, or splurging on concert tickets because you can't say no to Beyonce or Taylor Swift. But what I'm talking about are the bigger, sneakier beliefs and habits about money that quietly keep you broke. And the scary part is, these can impact you even if you're working hard and making good money. So if you ever caught yourself saying things like,
I'll start saving when I make more.
Or,
I'll never get out of debt, so what's the point?
Or,
Budgeting just feels too restrictive.
then this video is for you. For those new here, hello, my name is Lissa. I'm a personal finance expert and a certified financial planner. My mission is to make building wealth empowering and accessible without the guilt, without the shame, or without the gatekeeping that's too often baked into finance. In today's video, I am breaking down the biggest mistakes that quietly keep people broke, and more importantly, how to shift your mindset if you fall victim to any of these mistakes so that hopefully you can finally move forward. Mistake number 1. Waiting to save or invest until you make more money. This is a classic one.
I'll save more money when I make more.
I cannot tell you how many clients, friends, and family members that I've seen say this and then not save or invest when they make more. And honestly, again, no judgment, because I used to say it too. I know where this comes from. Back then, I felt like I was barely keeping afloat and I was barely getting to enjoy my money and life's little luxuries. So the thought of restricting myself even more so that I could save or invest money, that felt impossible. That felt like it would be too restrictive and like life would just suck. But here's the problem. Lifestyle creep is what happens when your income goes up and your expenses go up right alongside it. But lifestyle creep happens without intention. Now, this is different from lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is when you intentionally upgrade your lifestyle because you've planned for it. Maybe you got a new job with a better salary. Maybe you already have an emergency fund and you're already saving and investing for the future. Maybe you have no debt. In that case, when you make more money, it can definitely make sense to allow more money for some lifestyle upgrades. Shopping at the nicer grocery store, taking more trips, buying nicer clothes. Lifestyle creep, though, is different. That is the unplanned kind. And this is almost always what happens when people say,
I'll save later when I make more.
the truth is, if you can't save at a $30,000 salary or a $50,000 salary, for some people, chances are you won't magically be able to start saving at $60,000 salary or $90,000 salary. I've seen people double their income and still live paycheck to paycheck. It happens for a lot of reasons, but sometimes it's because people wait to save until later, and then that later never comes because other things come up first. So here's how you should reframe if this is something you deal with. The reframe is, saving isn't about the dollar amount, it's about the habit. Even if it's just $25 a paycheck to begin with, start now. Because I believe most of you watching this can probably afford to start small. $25, $50 a paycheck. And again, at the beginning, the point isn't necessarily the amount and how much it adds up to. I mean, that'll be nice when it adds up to something. But it's more to prove to yourself that you can live on slightly less than you earn and that you're able to do this consistently. Not for 2 months and then you fall off and then wait another year to save more. It's building this habit and consistency that's going to actually help you reach your financial goals. So if you take nothing else from this first mistake on the list, do not wait. Start building the habit now at whatever scale you can. Mistake number 2, believing you're a failure with money. I'm not one of those Dave Ramsey's or really mean financial experts or coaches. I do not care if you've gone into debt in the past or messed up your credit or filed bankruptcy or if you've made financial choices you regret. I do not believe that your financial situation and your choices equate to your identity. It's possible to make mistakes with money and still be a dope, kind-hearted person. The problem is when you just start telling yourself,
I'm just bad with money. I'm not good with money. I suck at money.
it becomes self-defeating. And if you start to believe those thoughts long enough, it has a higher chance of becoming true. What's the likelihood of being proactive and starting to do great things with your money if you already believe that you're bad at money? Making money mistakes doesn't mean that you, the person, are a mistake. Everyone has a financial past. Everyone has moments that they wish they handled differently. It's when people internalize those mistakes and turn them into a story and an identity, like I'm irresponsible, I'll never get ahead, I'm not good with numbers. It's that story that ends up keeping people stuck. It can play out in so many ways. Some people avoid opening their bank accounts or checking their credit scores because they're convinced it's going to confirm that they've done something wrong or that they're a failure. Other people end up staying in chaos because they think, why should I even bother? I'll just mess it up again. Why bother budgeting? I can't stick to a budget. Maybe you just haven't found the budgeting system that works for you. I think the mindset is more damaging than the money mistake itself. So here's how to reframe. Remind yourself over and over again, you are not your past. Money skills can be learned. Money systems can be built and put into place. Confidence can be grown. If you've made mistakes in the past, that's data. That is information that you can use to make yourself better going forward, to help you make better decisions. Mistake number 3. Wanting more without knowing your values and your goals. Another mistake that keeps people broke is chasing more money without knowing your values and without knowing your goals, not knowing what you actually want in life, what actually brings you joy. If you don't know what enough money looks like for you and what you're actually seeking in life, it's very easy to keep making more money and then keep spending more and then never feel satisfied. Here's what I mean. I often hear this from clients and in comments. I just need to make a little bit more money, or I'll be happy once I have X amount in the bank. But then when I ask why that number, why that income amount, why that goal, the answers are pretty vague. I just want freedom. I just don't want to stress anymore. I don't want to have to work anymore. I just want to be a millionaire. Being a millionaire would be so nice. And yes, in a sense, those are great goals, but they are vague. If you don't know what you truly value, what matters the most to you, and you don't know what your specific goals are, then this concept of more is never going to feel like enough. You're going to keep hustling, working hard, trying to get raises and promotions. You're going to keep saving money, and you're going to keep buying things, spending, acquiring things, but you could still potentially feel empty. There's a name for this. It's called the hedonic treadmill. It's the idea that as soon as you hit a goal, that goalpost moves. The happiness that you thought you'd feel once you hit that goal fades away really quick, and you're already chasing the next thing. You don't actually get to sit and enjoy and feel happy that what you've been working for so long is now yours. And I personally lived this in my career. I felt like I would work so hard to get a raise or a bonus, and then once I got it, I'd feel so happy. But then my lifestyle crept up. I would eat more, I would travel more, I would shop more, and then the money would be gone. And there's nothing wrong with those things. I like a nice lifestyle. But I wasn't thinking about how to direct my money towards what I truly wanted. In hindsight, the things I cared more about than fancy vacations or nice clothes was to not have to rely on my job, to not have to live with constant money stress, to not know if I was saving or investing enough. I just kept chasing more because I thought it would make me feel more secure. But the truth is that I hadn't even defined what secure meant to me. So here's how to reframe. Money is not the goal. Money is a tool. Money is only powerful when you use it in alignment with your values and goals. So instead of just asking, how can I make more money? Start asking, what do I want my money to do for me? Can my money bring me more comfort in life? Can my money bring me more experiences in life? Can my money bring me more options? Because these are things I value. Start to build that clarity about what is it that actually brings you happiness and joy in life, and what actually makes you feel content. Those are the things that you first and foremost want to use your money for when you do make money. Mistake number 4, wanting instant gratification. This is another mistake that keeps people broke. That is just chasing instant gratification, that quick dopamine hit. We live in a world where everything is at our fingertips. There's 2-day shipping, 1-click purchases, same-day delivery. Convenience is amazing, don't get me wrong. I can't believe those days where we would wait like a week to get a delivery when you can get it now in the same day. The problem with a constant need for instant gratification is that oftentimes when it comes to spending money, it can steal from your future, right? Every time you choose to use your money and spend it now versus later, you're trading long-term security for a quick thing right now. Now, I'm not saying to deprive yourself either. It's one big balance that you have to figure out for your own life. The reframe is, you don't have to deprive yourself, but you should learn to practice delayed gratification. Before each purchase, just ask, am I okay sacrificing some of my future security for this right now? If the answer is yes, then go right ahead and buy that thing. The muscle that I want you to build is the intentionality of it. You'll start noticing that you might say no more often, not because you feel guilty, but because you know you prefer to redirect that money to some of your bigger goals later on in the future that actually matter more to you. Mistake number 5 that keeps people broke: not unlearning. This one is interesting because yeah, we're always talking about how people should learn more about money, learn more about personal finance. That's going to help you in the long run, right? Build up your financial literacy. I actually see a bigger issue when people have the inability to unlearn. So if you think about it, we all carry different money lessons and beliefs from our childhood, from our culture, from our families. And while some of those lessons serve us and they're important to us, others actually hold us back. So I'll give an example from my own life. I learned a lot about being frugal. My parents both worked blue-collar jobs. We were lower income, so they had to learn how to be frugal, buying things that were the best deal, never outsourcing things, saving every penny that we could. In their context, it made sense. But my thing is, if I had held on to all of those same beliefs, it could block me from adopting new ways of thinking. For example, paying for quality over quantity, outsourcing tasks so that I can conserve and reclaim some of my time and energy, investing in tools or education that could increase my earning power. If I was afraid of spending money on personal development, I wouldn't be able to take classes and learn new skills and make more money in the future. So the reframe is, don't just focus on things you need to learn. Sometimes, as you're learning, ask yourself what you can unlearn. What beliefs or habits made sense before or made sense for your parents, but maybe don't make sense in your life. Maybe they don't align with your goals and your values. If you can give yourself permission to unlearn, I think you can open the door to new ways of thinking, new systems, new strategies, and overall, more alignment with your financial goals. Rather than living through these rules and systems that other people taught you, you can create your own. Big picture, the mistakes that I've talked about in this video aren't really about numbers and putting money in the wrong investment or in the wrong account. I think that some of the biggest mistakes that keep people broke are about beliefs, about patterns. The good news is patterns can be broken. I think it doesn't matter what age you are, what income level you are, it doesn't matter what your financial past looks like. You can improve your money situation starting right now. In my next video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can completely reset your finances if you're ready to finally get ahead. So I hope you check that one out, and until next time, peace out.